Welcome back to The Life with the Browns. Kody Brown has just been exposed for one of the darkest, most controlling moves in sister wives history, and the details are gut-wrenching. During a recent Patreon live stream with Christine Woolley and her husband David, Mykelti dropped a revelation that has left fans absolutely reeling. She revealed something shocking. She never received a clatter ring from her father, a symbol Kody had hyped up on the show as a token of love, loyalty, and family connection. But here's the cruel twist. This wasn't an accident. Kody didn't forget. He didn't run out of time. No. He deliberately withheld that ring from his own daughter as a punishment. He told her she didn't deserve it, that she had to earn it. And the reason behind this cold, calculated denial? A scandal from Mykelti's high school years, involving a girlfriend that the cameras never caught. Christine sat there listening, her face registering disbelief and shock. For years, she believed Kody had given Mykelti this important family token. But the truth was far harsher. Mykelti had to buy her own ring. As a teenager, she went on Craigslist, found a sterling silver clatter ring with an amethyst stone, and paid for it herself. Imagine that, having to purchase your own symbol of family belonging because your father refused to grant it. And it gets worse. Robin apparently lied to Christine, telling her Kody had already bought the ring. This deception kept Christine from advocating for her daughter. Meanwhile, Mykelti sat there, feeling rejected, feeling unworthy, feeling like she had to earn a father's love that should have been unconditional. Why would Kody do this? The source of his cruelty goes back to something never shown on Sister Wives. Mykelti, like many teenagers, explored her sexuality in high school. She dated a girlfriend, a best friend under Christine's roof. One night, the two had a sleepover. The next morning, Mykelti came out with a massive hickey on her neck, unmistakable evidence of her romantic exploration. In a household ruled by rigid expectations, this revelation became a full-blown scandal. Kody weaponized it, turning a family symbol meant for love and connection into an instrument of punishment and control. From that day forward, Mykelti wasn't allowed to have anyone in her room. Boys, girls, nobody. Every rule was enforced with precision, every limit drilled into her as a lesson in obedience. Mykelti asked 12 times for that ring. 12 times she begged for something her siblings received freely. And 12 times, Kody refused. He told her she had to behave, had to conform, had to earn his approval. This wasn't about a ring. It was a lesson in manipulation, control, and conditional love. It left psychological scars, shaping her teenage years with a message that affection had to be earned, that rebellion, even self-discovery, would be punished. During the Patreon session, Mykelti opened up about her experience. She spoke candidly about exploring life, about dating both boys and girls, about trying to understand who she was. She even joked about her girlfriend being like a sister wife, but the pain was clear beneath the humor. The consequences of that one high school hickey were devastating and long-lasting. It became the lens through which Kody viewed her for years. This wasn't a small moment of teenage rebellion. It was a calculated move by a father to control, shame, and manipulate, using a symbol of family love as a weapon. A father who decided his affection would be conditional, and who left a daughter scrambling to claim a connection that should have been hers from birth. The fallout of this story goes beyond a single ring. It exposes the toxic dynamics at the heart of the Brown family, revealing just how far Kody was willing to go to maintain control, even at the expense of his own children's sense of belonging and self-worth. Kody Brown's cruel control over Mykelti didn't stop at withholding a single ring. She wasn't following the rules. She wasn't behaving the way he expected. She was exploring her identity, testing boundaries, and making choices that didn't fit Kody's rigid vision of how his daughter should act. And instead of approaching this with love, understanding, or honest conversations about sexuality and identity, Kody turned it into a character judgment. He decided Mykelti was misbehaving. He labeled her disobedient and used that as justification to withhold basic family symbols, including the very clatter ring that was supposed to signify love, loyalty, and belonging. The infamous hickey incident? That became only one small part of a much larger pattern. Mykelti quickly earned a reputation within the family as the wild child. She threw knives at Aspen. She attended college parties while still in high school. On more than one occasion, she called Christine to pick her up after getting too intoxicated. Through it all, Christine responded with grace, support, and unconditional care, always showing up for her daughter no matter what mistakes she made. But Kody? He kept a meticulous, mental ledger of every misstep. Every choice that didn't align with his expectations became another reason she didn't deserve his love, approval, or that symbol of family connection. The rules weren't flexible. His judgment was absolute. And yet, the worst part, the real betrayal, had yet to be revealed. The punishment Kody handed down to Mykelti wasn't just unfair or emotionally difficult. It was calculated, brutal, and designed to leave scars that would last well beyond her teenage years. Each denial, each no, each conditional gesture of affection reinforced a painful truth. In Kody's eyes, Mykelti had to perform to earn even the most basic acknowledgement of her worth. This wasn't parenting. This was control disguised as discipline, manipulation disguised as concern, and it became the foundation for years of emotional struggle, shaping how she would see herself and her place in the family for years to come. And it went far beyond just a ring. Kody didn't merely withhold a clatter symbol from his daughter. He stripped away her bat mitzvah ceremony too. That's right. Because Mykelti wasn't behaving according to his impossible standards, Kody decided she didn't deserve one. Think about that for a moment. A bat mitzvah is supposed to be a sacred coming-of-age ceremony, a celebration of a young person entering adulthood, a rite meant to be meaningful, special, and unconditional. But Kody turned it into another bargaining chip. Mykelti sat in Las Vegas, asking for the 12th time if she would get her bat mitzvah. 12 times. Let that sink in. 12 times she pleaded for recognition, for the same celebration her siblings enjoyed, and 12 times Kody said no, or made her wait, or demanded she behave first. He dangled it like a carrot, just out of reach, conditional on her meeting his impossible expectations. The message couldn't have been clearer. You have to earn my love. You have to earn your place in this family. You must perform, conform, or you get nothing. Not a ring. Not a ceremony. Not even the simplest parental affection. And the cruelest part? Kody framed all of this as if he were teaching a lesson. Withholding family symbols, religious ceremonies, and basic validation was somehow good parenting in his eyes. The effect, of course, was devastating. Mykelti, exhausted and heartbroken from years of rejection, eventually took matters into her own hands. She went online, searching Craigslist for a sterling silver clatter ring with an amethyst stone, something that matched the family aesthetic. Around $50 later, she bought her own symbol of belonging, paying for it with her own money, or maybe borrowing Christine's card, as she joked. Imagine being that teenager, scrolling through rings that symbolize love, loyalty, and family connection, knowing your father refuses to give you one, while your siblings receive theirs freely. Mykelti wore that self-bought ring for years, a silent testament to her resilience and survival, until she met her husband, Tony. But Robin's role in this nightmare was about to get far darker. She didn't just stand by while Kody emotionally abused his daughter. She actively participated in the manipulation. During that Patreon live stream, Mykelti revealed something that left Christine visibly stunned. Robin had lied. She told Christine that Kody had already bought the ring, looking her straight in the eye, claiming everything was fine. That lie did immense damage. Christine, believing the situation resolved, stopped advocating for her daughter. She didn't confront Kody. She didn't push for what every other child in the family received freely. Robin had created a barrier between mother and daughter, a false sense of security that allowed Kody's cruelty to continue unchecked. And it didn't stop there. Robin positioned herself as Mykelti's ally, swooping in when the girl felt like an outcast, making her feel seen, valued, and understood. Vulnerable and desperate for acceptance, Mykelti fell completely for it. But while pretending to be a savior, Robin collected every detail about Christine's household, about parties, misbehavior, and rebellion, and fed it back to Kody, reinforcing his judgment. She played both sides brilliantly. She made herself indispensable to Mykelti while simultaneously using her as a weapon against Christine. Robin pitched Mykelti against her own mother, creating doubt, distance, and confusion. Christine appeared indifferent, when in reality, she didn't even know there was a fight to be had. Meanwhile, Robin presented herself as the loving, caring stepmother, calling Mykelti my baby, acting as if she would always be there. Fast forward to today. Does Robin talk about Mykelti or her children when she discusses new houses or grandkids? Absolutely not. Radio silence. The truth about what Mykelti sacrificed for a so-called family symbol, the emotional labor, the humiliation, the self-purchased rings, remained buried for years. Picture it, a teenager in her Las Vegas bedroom, surrounded by a family that was supposed to love her unconditionally, learning that love and validation weren't given. They had to be earned. And then there was the Craigslist moment. Imagine being a teenager, scrolling through listings for a ring. Not just any ring, but the ring your father is supposed to give you as a symbol of belonging, love, and loyalty. A ring that all your siblings had, but you didn't. You're exhausted from begging. You're tired of being told you're not good enough. You're tired of watching everyone else receive what you've been denied. This was Mykelti's reality. After asking 12 times if she would receive her Clatter ring or her bat mitzvah, and being rejected every single time, she finally reached her breaking point. She was done. Done with the manipulation. Done with the conditional love. Done with the constant rejection. So, she took matters into her own hands. She opened Craigslist and started searching. She knew exactly what she wanted: sterling silver, an amethyst stone, something that matched the family aesthetic she'd seen on her siblings' hands. And there it was, a ring for around $50. She purchased it herself, shipped it to the house, and when it arrived, she put it on. She wore that ring for years, not just as jewelry, but as armor, a declaration of independence, and a middle finger to a system that told her she wasn't enough. That ring became proof that she could give herself what her father refused to provide. The heartbreak behind that purchase is staggering. Imagine feeling so rejected by your own father that you have to create your own sense of belonging and worth. Imagine knowing that what your siblings received freely as a gift of love, you had to buy yourself on a secondhand website. That ring wasn't just a piece of silver and stone. It was a painful reminder of exclusion, conditional love, and emotional neglect. And yet, nobody knew. Christine didn't know because Robin lied, claiming Kody had already handled it. Kody didn't notice or care enough to ask. Mykelti quietly bought the ring, put it on, and pretended everything was fine. She pretended she belonged. She pretended she was included. But inside, she carried the weight of knowing she'd been denied what should have been her birthright. She finally took that ring off when she met her husband, Tony, a symbolic act of letting go of the pain, rejection, and manipulation it represented. The contrast between Christine's parenting and Kody's control became impossible to ignore. Christine nurtured, supported, and stood by her daughter through every mistake, while Kody dictated, judged, and withheld love as if it were a prize to be earned. The difference couldn't have been more glaring. It was night and day. If you want, I can now combine all your sections into one seamless, full-length exposé, perfectly structured for YouTube narration, and also create viral titles, descriptions, and hashtags to go with it. Nowhere is the contrast between Christine and Kody's parenting more obvious than in how they handled Mykelti's wild teenage years. Christine has always been open about this rebellious phase, and her approach was simple: show up, be present, and love unconditionally. No matter what Mykelti did, no matter how chaotic things got, Christine was there. And the stories that never made it onto Sister Wives? They're absolutely wild. Mykelti and Aspen reportedly threw knives at each other, actual knives. Just let that sink in. Christine's home was the place where kids could be themselves, even if that meant occasionally launching sharp objects at one another. Mykelti even went to a college party while still in high school, got extremely intoxicated, and called her mom for help. Christine didn't scold her. She didn't shame her. She didn't punish her in a way designed to break her spirit. She got in the car, picked her up, and told her, "As long as you call, I'll always come for you. Just don't drive drunk." Christine handled the girlfriend situation, the hickeys, the experimentation, and the rebellion. All of it, with grace, understanding, and love. She set boundaries when needed, but she never made Mykelti feel that love or acceptance was conditional. She never withheld family symbols or religious milestones. She never implied her daughter wasn't good enough. Christine understood teenagers explore, make mistakes, and push boundaries, and her job was simply to be there. Kody's approach, by contrast, was the exact opposite. He kept a meticulous tally of Mykelti's failures. Every party, every act of rebellion, every choice that didn't align with his rigid expectations became proof that she was misbehaving. He didn't see a young person trying to figure out who she was. He saw disobedience, a daughter refusing to perform according to his rules. And instead of responding with understanding, he responded with punishment. The clatter ring became a tool of control. The bat mitzvah became leverage. Kody's love was no longer unconditional. It had to be earned through flawless behavior, perfect compliance, and obedience to his every whim. During the Patreon conversation, Christine and David made one thing crystal clear. She loved her children simply because they were hers. She cherished them as blessings and never expected them to earn her love or approval. David echoed that sentiment, saying children are gifts meant to be treasured. The contrast with Kody's method couldn't have been more stark. But his control didn't stop at rings and ceremonies. After the hickey incident exposed Mykelti's relationship with her girlfriend, Kody escalated into a lecture so absurd it's hard to believe. He didn't simply talk about boundaries, respect, or safety, no. He launched into a speech about hormones in the mouth. That's right. He told Mykelti she shouldn't kiss anyone before marriage because of the hormones exchanged through kissing. The conversation, looking back now, is laughable in its absurdity. But the hypocrisy? Absolutely staggering. This is the same Kody Brown who had 4 wives, who built an entire television career around his plural marriage, who clearly had no problem with intimacy before or outside of traditional marital boundaries, yet he treated his daughter's exploration of love and sexuality as a catastrophic moral failure.